Hello, hello, it's Emma with something a little bit different today. This is a collaboration with Chloe, who is Chloe Marie here on YouTube. She is a subscriber of Light Forever scrapbook kits as well, and we decided we would do a collaboration video using a particular piece of paper from the July kit. So we decided we would use this balloon paper from Pink Fresh Studios, um, which when I first looked at it I thought was a real challenge because it kind of does your background for you. Um, so I had to think for a while about what I wanted to do. So I decided that I was going to cut sort of the middle out, it's sort of off centre, um, and around those balloons, and then make it sort of a feature. So Chloe's done a layout using this paper as well, so I will link to her channel below and make sure that you go and check out what she's done, because we thought it would be quite interesting to see what we could both come up with a paper that was essentially, I mean, it looks quite plain because you've got all that white space, but it was quite challenging to think about how you could use that space. So I decided to cut out the middle, um, and then I pulled out my distress ink. I think I used peacock feathers and just wanted to go around that inside edge just to make it stand out. So whatever I put behind it, I had a clear and definite frame, because obviously my photo is going to go somewhere in that gap. But I knew I wanted just to make that border stand out. And part of my layout was actually inspired by Nicola, who owns Light Forever. She posted a challenge on the Facebook group um, to create a layout using a frame. And what she'd done was framed um, most of the page actually, and she'd sort of popped it up and mitered the corners, and it just gave a really cool dimensional look. And I sort of took inspiration from that with cutting the middle out of my paper. So here I'm back in my photo. This is a photo from my 21st birthday, and I thought it was really appropriate because I'm peering through a bunch of balloons. Um, and I've backed that on a piece of the crepe paper Oh Darling pink polka dot vellum, and you can see there's a piece of card that I've put behind my cutout that's all like watercolory and mixed media-y and all of that kind of thing. I cut out my process of doing that because I don't use this piece. You can see I'm messing around with all different papers trying to see what worked, and I actually think that with all that watercolour background, the whole thing was just too busy with the big balloons and then all that watercolour and then layering it on paper. It was just, for me, it was too much. I didn't know where to focus. So I got a fresh piece of cardstock that I'm going to back it on. I'm going to keep it white and then use some layers to really make that photo stand out. So I've backed it on the Oh Darling pink vellum, and then I'm using another sheet from the Pink Fresh Studios, and that is it's like a bow tie print. And then I'm pulling out the blue tissue paper that our kit came wrapped in, and I'm really enjoying putting this tissue paper to use. It adds a really nice soft layer. And I really like that. I'm going to tuck it behind those balloons, and I just like the way that blue tissue paper sort of coordinates with the peacock feathers that I've put around the frame, and it just makes, I think it makes that photo sort of pop out a little bit. So it's just, my photo is just going to slot in with that balloon there. And like I say, that photo is from my 21st birthday. We went to London to see The Lion King on the West End, and it was fantastic. And we stumbled across this little restaurant to have dinner in, and it was brilliant. So I've used some foam squares just around the inside edge of that frame, and I skip forward with that because I've got some really small foam squares, so it's a bit time consuming to put them all on. But I got there in the end. And then I'm just putting some more foam squares just behind that balloon. And just to pop that up. And I'm just going to slide my photo just underneath. So now I'm going to start my embellishment, and there is this paper in the Paintfresh Studios collection, which I think is called Happy Words, possibly. So it's like a cut apart sheet. So I cut the one that says "Let the good times roll" because I liked the colour of it, and I thought the sentiment was appropriate for a photo from a 21st birthday. So I haven't stuck that down yet. I've just sort of put it on the page, but that is pretty much where it'll end up. I pulled out the Paintfresh glitter foam stickers, the words, and used "Celebrate" underneath those balloons, and then put 2 hearts on there. I end up moving the one that is on that big balloon in a bit because it gets in the way of my title, but I mean, it still stays on the balloon, but not in that particular place. So I've pulled out the Paintfresh wood veneer, and I'm just tucking those in the corners just to add a bit of interest. That was like a banner that said "happy," but I thought it kind of got lost at the top, so I replaced it with a triangle, and I've put a wood veneer heart over by the "Celebrate." So then it's kind of like the rule of 3. So it's in 3 places on the page. So I have popped up that "Let the good times roll" sentiment on foam dots, and like I said, that pretty much stays where it is. Now this bit I'm going to cut ahead because I'd found a quote on the internet. I was looking for balloon quotes, and it's a Winnie the Pooh one that says "Nobody can be uncheered with a balloon," and I just thought that was perfect, especially with this photo because I'm surrounded by balloons. So I pulled out the Paintfresh Studio alphas that came in the kit. It's the one where we've got 5 sheets of alphabets all in different colours, and I've literally just spelt out the title with those alphabets, and you've just seen me move that black glitter heart because it was just in the way of where I wanted to put balloon. But the heart does go back on there, there you go, in front of the balloon. And then I just write with a la-di-da pen just saying Winnie the Pooh, so I've just made sure that it is definitely a quote. I mean, it is my title along with the "Celebrate." I suppose it's a subtitle, but I just wanted to point out the fact that it is a quote. So I'm just going to outline in that black pen all the way around the outside, and then you're probably thinking you've got no space for journaling. So what I'm actually going to do is write around the outside of that frame, and I'll just talk about the fact that we'd gone to London to watch The Lion King, and that we'd stumbled on this cute little restaurant that I mean, it was fantastic. We had a brilliant night there, but it was tucked out the way. And we wouldn't have found it if we were looking for it. It was that kind of place, but it was fantastic. So yeah, that's my layout, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it. I'm leaving you with some close-ups now, and I will link below to Chloe's video, so please go and check that out and see what she's done with this paper. So thank you for watching. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it. I'd love to hear your comments, so please comment down below, and until next time, bye!